morning and welcome to the Morning Expresso by the Indian Express. My name is Rahel Philippos and let's get you started with today's big story. A day after the European Commission president asserted that the war in Ukraine would deeply affect the Indo-Pacific region and the rest of the world, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar said, "We in Asia face our own sets of challenges which often has an impact on the rules-based order." Pointing to Afghanistan and challenges from China, he said it was a wake-up call for Europe to look at these instances where problems have been happening. Next up are our stories exclusive to the Indian Express. During the first national conference on a new cooperative policy, two key suggestions were put forward by states to the centre. Allow foreign direct investment in the cooperative sector, particularly in primary agricultural cooperative societies, to improve infrastructure, fix an upper limit of 70 years for board members in cooperative societies. The suggestions came from Haryana and Maharashtra respectively, the Indian Express has learnt. And now for our stories from the front page. Following similar crackdowns in Madhya Pradesh and Delhi, the civic body in Gujarat's Himatnagar town has demolished shacks, kiosks and a portion of a shop building as part of an anti-encroachment drive in a locality that has witnessed communal clashes during Ram Navami protests this month. The police, however, said that the drive had nothing to do with the riot accused. The Drugs Controller General of India has granted emergency use authorization to Bharat Biotech's Covaxin for 6 to 12 years and Biological E's Corbevax for 5 to 12 years. A final decision to roll out the COVID-19 vaccination drive for those aged below 12 will be taken by the government's expert body, according to sources. The Congress has parted ways with election strategist Prashant Kishor. Party leaders told the Indian Express that several senior members were dead against the Congress changing its structure at the behest of an outsider. Kishor had made suggestions in a presentation last year which mirror what the G23 leaders have been saying both in their 2020 letter addressed to Sonia Gandhi and in their numerous public pronouncements since then. Announcing that he had refused to join the party, Kishor stated, "More than me, the party needs leadership and collective will to fix the deep-rooted structural problems." And now for the day's must-read stories. A decisive push by the government to make inroads into left-wing extremism districts has seen 42 security camps coming up across 7 districts of Chhattisgarh in less than 3 years. While these have served to take the government and security forces to areas hitherto controlled by the Naxals, the spread of these camps has been met with distrust among villagers, leading to protests in at least 3 districts. As the anti-encroachment drive in Jahangirpuri played out on TV screens this month, one image in particular stood out, that of an excavator smashing into a hand-driven food cart. Sanjay Srivastava writes on why this is significant. You can read his opinion on the IndianExpress.com website. How will Twitter change now that Musk owns it? Well, Musk has previously expressed frustration that content moderators on Twitter intervene too frequently and with too heavy a hand, and has tweeted that he hoped that even his worst critics remain on Twitter because that is what free speech means. So it isn't surprising that free speech is at the very core of his agenda. But what happens in countries like India where free speech is not an absolute right? These reasonable restrictions, which have subsequently been upheld by the Supreme Court, could potentially fall foul of Musk's maximalist free speech ideal. And finally, even if he scores a brace of 50s from here on, the time has come for national selectors to contemplate a halt on Kohli's T20 career. Going by his recent decision on captaincy, it won't be a surprise if he himself pulls the plug on this format after the IPL, but in case he doesn't, the selectors would do well to take that call. Former head coach Ravi Shastri, a mentor he trusts, has already said that Kohli needs a break for sure to prolong his career, and the selectors will do well to read between the lines. And that's all for today's Morning Expresso. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the Indian Express's YouTube channel for the latest news updates.